Good morning, welcome to your new market update, and today we're going to dive into the levels of Bitcoin once again, as yesterday afternoon I've concluded a few important levels. Right now we are seeing some movements regarding between those levels at this point, and that's why we're going to cover those again, and we're going to dive into an altcoin that I've been covering previously too, and that has been bouncing back nicely. Before we continue, do not forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Check out the giveaway as we're giving away stuff for 24 days. Today is day 8. We're giving away TradingView Pro accounts, so definitely check that out in the description beneath. And also do not forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, where I can find daily content on the markets and my personal life. And yesterday was quite a special day for me. So when we are looking at the price action of Bitcoin at this point, we are relatively consolidating, which is kind of normal after such a big impulse wave. We've just witnessed a big move to the downside, and therefore we've seen, the longs have been liquidated, or at least leverage longs have been liquidated. Stops have been hit. People were panic selling, through which altcoins have been dropping down swiftly as well. So the market has to calm down. The market has to settle down to create those levels and to create a structure that is tradable once again. So we're just hopping between levels before we are going to break out at some point in time. And the longer that this range is going to stay there, the heavier the impulse move will be. So I'd prefer to see a month of sideways action before we're actually going to break out, because that will just be a very heavy move going into 2022. Later today, I'll be discussing the request coins. So if you have any requests that you'd like to see on this channel being discussed, then you have to comment beneath. If you want to see some special altcoins or maybe some stocks as well, definitely comment that beneath in the comment section, and then I'll pick around 5 or 6 for the update later today. So relatively calm markets, altcoins are bouncing back nicely, some are making new highs, so it's time to discuss those in the charts. So let's head to them. So when we're discussing the price action of Bitcoin, it remains for me that this is the primary scenario that we're looking at when it comes to the potential bottoming scenario for Bitcoin. We're going to dive into potential bottoming scenarios in the update tomorrow morning. So definitely do not forget to check that out, as we're going to discuss all sorts of scenarios that we have if we want to bottom out. In this case, we clearly see that 60k has been rejecting, and then we have been covering the actual breakdown, in which 53k was the crucial breaker, and due to that breakdown, actually 56 was one as well. We have cascaded all the way south, but as I concluded yesterday, the crucial area that Bitcoin has to hold on to is this entire green zone that we have here, which is currently still sustaining as support, and that is the final lender of last resort, in which we should be holding there in order to prevent ourselves from a bear market. But when we're looking at the price action overall, we can see that we are holding above this crucial block here, which has been acting as the range low support, which we have been acting in between previously too. So we're holding above that, we're closing above that, and now we're just chopping around, in which we most likely are going to find ourselves a bottom relatively soon, and then we can chop in this range before we're going to make a new breakout towards a new all-time high. So when we're looking at Bitcoin on the lower time frames, we've clearly stated a few levels that were important to watch. Back in the day, we had a rejection here at 51.6, which is the first important level, right? So we've had a bounce from that support zone in the beginning of December when we started to crash. We bounced there, but we immediately rejected at 53.62. So the support that we have been acting on previously at 53.6, that is the area that we have been acting on here previously as well. Then we bounced back up, and then I stated, okay, 56 is the crucial one that we have to break to in order, or we have to hold if we want to have upwards momentum, but we lost it and we started to nosedive. So based on that, we've got 3 important resistance levels, which is the area at 51.6, the area at 53.6, and the area at 56K. Now, in this structure that we've broken south, you can already start creating important levels that we should be looking at. First of all, 46 is probably the one where we are going to find ourselves a range bottom. And we've got one at 47.8, which we lost, then reclaimed. And then when we reclaim the range low, or the support low of the range, we're going to continue moving towards the other side, which we have been seeing. And now we've got a clear rejection happening at 51.6, through which that is confirmed as a resistance. And then you can see that the price action is dropping all the way south. So primarily, what I want to see with Bitcoin at this stage is that we're going to sustain or hold ourselves above this block here. So that's the block around 49 to 49.3. And actually the support resistance flip at 49.5 is important to watch too. If those hold, we could continue having this scenario in which we could continue towards 51.6 and potentially 53.4 again. If 49.5 is going to be lost, then I'm already assuming that we're going to range test the lows, and then we can get ourselves a beautiful bullish divergence being created here, which will be marking the actual bottom taking place. So those are the levels that we should be watching when it comes to Bitcoin. And when we're looking at Chainlink, it's actually following the scenario that I've been looking at. So first of all, the USDT chart, we can see it all across the markets. Probably we're going to see it today in the review or in the request video too. Lost an important support level, which has to be reclaimed as one. At this point, I'm not assuming we will. I think we're going to have a retest and then we're consolidating back south once again before we break out. So that is when it comes to the USDT pair. That is, if you are an investor or a swing trader, it's granting you massive opportunities when it comes to trading this one. When we're looking at the Bitcoin pair, it has just taken the recent low and bounced on the lower support, through which we are getting a big bounce back up. And that is a trigger that we're actually potentially bottomed out when it comes to the Bitcoin pair. So I'm going to cover that relatively soon as well. But I'm quite convinced that Chainlink is bottomed out in the Bitcoin pair, and then we're going to start ourselves a new bull cycle. So yes, that is the update for today. Relatively short. Later today I'll be doing a longer one, so don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel and like this update beneath. Have a wonderful day.